Okay, our first step in looking at normalization is in the lowest form of all, which is not even first normal form. It's called non-first normal form. The definition of a non-first normal form table is if it has one or more columns that hold multiple values, or the table has repeating columns. So multiple values or repeating columns. The example in the database, in the demo database, is the Student Info 1 and Student Info 2 tables. So let's go have a look at those. I'm in the normalization database here. I'm just going to right click on Student Info 1 and say select rows so I can see its data, and I'll display its columns here too. So first name, last name, date enrolled, major, and courses. Now we know this is the information we need to hold. We need to keep track of a student's first name, last name, the date they enrolled, what their major is, and then also a list of the courses that we need that the student's taken. And in that list, we'll have the name of the course, 1010 College Composition, the grade, the grade they got in that course, comma, the next course, 1001 Intro to Programming, comma, student got an A, comma, the next course, 2001 Database Design, student got a B. What makes this table in non-first normal form is it has a column, namely the courses column, that has repeated information in it. So what we really have inside each cell of the courses column here is a list of information. The information, each list item consists of two pieces of information, the name of the course and the grade the student got. Then again, the name of the course and the grade the student got, the name of the course and the grade the student got. So the problem with this design, with this repeating column, is we're holding the same information in more than one place. For example, this student here, Morrison, took 1010 College Composition, and it's spelled out in here, College Composition. The name of that course, 1010, is a fact. So we're storing it right here, College Composition. But look at this row down here. This student, Biggs, also took 1010 College Composition, but we're storing the fact of the spelling of the name a second time in the database, multiple times, and it's misspelled. It has a different spelling up here. So there's already an inconsistency in this design that is in non-first normal form. So that's one bad example. The example shows how we're holding the same fact, the name of the spelling of that course, in different places in the database, and they become inconsistent. Let's take a look at the other non-first normal form table, which is Student Info 2. Let's have a look at its records. So here's the contents of Student Info 2. This is a different take on the repeating columns problem. In the original version over here, we repeated the data by just packing it into a single column and adding commas between them to separate them. In this one, we've created a Course 1, a Course 2, and a Course 3 column. This is the same problem, just done differently. So instead of having one column named Course, where we jam in all the courses the student took, we create multiple course columns, and usually when you see this kind of design, they get numbered 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C, or something like that. Then we start putting information in. So this student here, Morrison, took College Composition, 110, these three classes. And then we have down here the same kind of problem that we saw before. Look at here. This student also took College Composition, but the course number got misspelled down here. So we had inconsistencies. Here's the same thing here. Okay, so the fact that we're holding the same information in more than one way, in more than one place, the fact being the name of the course, opens the possibility of inconsistencies in what is going on. Another problem with both of these kinds of design is, in this case, it's very hard to extract the information to answer the question, did the student take 101 Intro to Programming? Because it's hard to search this field for that fact. Now it's a little bit easier over here, but the problem with this design, and it's a really bad problem, is sooner or later you're going to run into a student that took 4 courses, and all of a sudden your table can't handle that situation. So you have to go in and redesign the table, make changes to the design of the table, add a column for course number 4. And the problem is at design time, when you're actually designing how many course X columns you're going to have, you have to pick a number that you hope, cross your fingers, will be higher than any other student. So it's a design that can break if you run across a student that has more courses than you thought anybody would have. And then you have to go redesign your table and make a change in the database. That's really undesirable. That design is brittle. It breaks when a situation comes along that you hadn't expected when you first started out in your design. In addition to that, both of these designs have, of course, the inconsistent data problem that haunts these kinds of databases. If you allow a design, if you create a design that allows a fact to be stored more than one time, like the name of college composition here, it got misspelled down here. If you allow a design where a fact is stored more than one time, I can guarantee you they're going to become consistent. Your users will begin to not trust your database, and they'll be reluctant to use it. So non-first normal form is just one form of a bad design. Next we'll look at first normal form, which is an improvement but still not great.